The lioness didn't move. The rest of the pride circled her body, confused. No fight, no chase, no warning. Whatever did this was already gone. The only clue was a wound so precise, so surgical, that no predator in Africa could have made it. Something had arrived in the Serengeti. Something that hadn't walked this earth in 10,000 years. I put a prehistoric killer in the Serengeti, and the lions were no longer kings. Before we witness what happens next, you need to understand what the Serengeti is. This is not just a national park. This is a 30,000 square kilometer machine of life and death. 2 million animals move through it every year. Wildebeest, zebras, gazelles, buffalo, all of them following the rain, following the grass, following a rhythm that has not changed in thousands of years. And at the top of it all, controlling everything, are the lions. A pride of lions in the Serengeti is not just a family, it is a government. The males patrol the borders, the females execute the hunts. Every animal within their territory knows the rules. You stay alert, or you die. That is the law of the Serengeti, and for thousands of years, nothing has challenged it. Until today. Somewhere in the eastern plains, near a cluster of acacia trees and a shallow watering hole, something is watching. It is low to the ground, hidden in the golden grass, perfectly still. It weighs over 250 kilograms. Its body is unlike anything that exists in modern Africa. Short, powerful legs, a chest so wide and muscular it resembles a bear more than a cat. A short tail, almost invisible, and protruding from its upper jaw, 2 canine teeth, each one 18 centimeters long, serrated on both edges like a steak knife. This is Smilodon fatalis, the saber-toothed cat. A predator that dominated the Americas for over 2 million years before vanishing 10,000 years ago. And right now, it is staring at a herd of wildebeest drinking at the edge of the water. But here is what makes this animal terrifying. It is not its size. It is not even those iconic fangs. It is the way it kills. Every predator in Africa, the lion, the leopard, the cheetah, they all kill the same way. They chase, they grab, they suffocate. A lion clamps its jaws around the throat of a zebra and holds on for 5, sometimes 10 minutes, waiting for the animal to stop breathing. It is brutal, but it is slow. Smilodon did not do that. Smilodon was an ambush predator. It did not chase. It waited. And when the moment came, it launched its 250 kilograms forward in a single explosive burst. But instead of biting down and holding on, it used those massive forelimbs, the strongest forelimbs ever recorded in any cat, living or extinct, to wrestle the prey to the ground. And once the animal was pinned, unable to move, Smilodon opened its jaws to 120 degrees, twice the gape of any lion, and drove those 18-centimeter fangs into the throat with a single downward strike. Not a bite, a stab, severing the major arteries in seconds. The prey would bleed out in under 10 seconds. No suffocation, no waiting, just one precise surgical cut, and it was over. That is what just arrived in the Serengeti. Now, let us go back to the pride. The alpha male is a massive lion, around 210 kilograms, with a dark mane that signals his dominance. He has led this pride for 3 years. He has fought off rival males, survived encounters with buffalo, and killed hyenas with his bare jaws. He is, by every measure, the most dangerous animal in his territory. He is standing over the body of the fallen lioness. He sniffs the wound. He does not understand it. In his entire life, he has never seen an injury like this. It is too clean, too fast. There are no claw marks on the body, no signs of a struggle. Whatever killed her did it in a single motion. The alpha raises his head and scans the tall grass. His nostrils flare. There is a scent he has never encountered before. It is feline, but wrong, ancient, foreign. Every instinct in his body is firing, but he has no reference for this threat. He has never needed one. And that is his first disadvantage. You are that alpha male. 190 kilograms of muscle, teeth, and authority. You have 14 lions behind you, 6 adult females, 3 subadults. The rest are cubs. They are your responsibility. Your territory stretches for nearly 80 square kilometers of prime Serengeti grassland. You have defended it against everything. Rival males, hyena clans, even a desperate leopard once. But tonight, something is different. The hyenas are not laughing. The wildebeest herd at the eastern waterhole scattered an hour ago and has not returned. The zebras are clustered together, facing outward, a defensive formation you have only seen them use during a hunt. But no one is hunting. At least, no one you can see. You walk toward the tall grass, slowly, every step calculated. Your pride stays behind. The wind shifts, and there it is again, that scent, heavy, musky, wrong. Then you see it, 2 eyes low to the ground, reflecting the last light of the sun. They are not the eyes of a leopard. They are not the eyes of a hyena. They are golden, steady, and completely unafraid. And below them, barely visible in the shadow of the grass, 2 white curves, like ivory daggers, pointing down from the upper jaw. You stop. For the first time in your life, you do not advance. The Smilodon does not move either. It stares at you. 2 apex predators, separated by 10,000 years of evolution, locked in a standoff that nature never intended. Let us pause here, because what happens next depends on something that neither of these animals understands: biology. The lion has every social advantage. He has numbers. His pride can coordinate attacks, flank targets, and rotate fresh fighters into a confrontation. Lions have evolved for exactly this: group warfare. But physically, one-on-one, the lion is outmatched. Smilodon's forelimbs contain cortical bones so thick, so reinforced, that radiographic studies have shown they exceed the structural strength of every living cat, and even the much larger extinct American lion. Those arms were not just for holding prey. They were built to overpower animals that weighed over 1,000 kilograms: bison, young mammoths, giant ground sloths. A 200-kilogram African lion is, biomechanically speaking, a lightweight. But Smilodon has a critical weakness: its fangs. Those 18-centimeter canines are made of relatively thin, oval-shaped enamel. They are serrated and razor-sharp, but they are fragile. If a Smilodon bites a target that is still moving, still thrashing, those teeth can snap. And a Smilodon without its fangs is a Smilodon that cannot kill. This is why it always immobilized prey first. No movement, no risk. A controlled, surgical execution. So here is the equation. The lion cannot win alone, and the Smilodon cannot afford a messy fight. Back to the standoff. The alpha lion roars. The sound travels across the plain, reaching every member of his pride. It is a signal, not of aggression, of alarm. 3 adult females begin moving toward his position. They spread out, low, flanking from the sides. They have done this 1,000 times against buffalo, against wildebeest, against everything. But the Smilodon is not everything. It does not react to the roar. It does not flinch at the flanking movement. Instead, it does something that no modern predator would expect. It turns around and walks away. Not running, not fleeing, walking, slowly, deliberately, disappearing into the tall grass as if the most dangerous pride in the Serengeti was nothing more than an inconvenience. And this is where the real terror begins. Because the Smilodon is not afraid. It is adapting. Over the next 48 hours, the pride begins to notice changes in their territory. A young zebra is found near the riverbank, killed with the same precise wound. A wildebeest calf disappears from the edge of a herd without a sound. The hyena clan that normally patrols the northern border has pulled back, refusing to enter a section of grassland they have used for years. Something is establishing territory. Something is hunting in a way that no animal in the Serengeti has ever hunted before. Silently, precisely, without leaving tracks, without making noise, without ever being seen. The Serengeti has a new predator, and it does not follow the rules. You are now a wildebeest, one of 1.5 million. You have survived 2 migrations, dodged crocodiles in the Mara River, and outrun a cheetah that targeted your calf last season. You know the threats. You know the sounds. The low growl of a lion means freeze or run. The whoop of a hyena means stay with the herd. The silence of a leopard means check the trees. But this evening, there is a new silence. Not the absence of sound, the absence of everything. The birds have stopped. The insects have stopped. Even the wind seems to hold its breath. You are at the edge of the herd, grazing, and you feel something you cannot explain. A pressure, a weight in the air. Your head snaps up. Your eyes scan the grass.
Nothing. You lower your head again. And that is the last mistake you will ever make. 260 kilograms of muscle explodes from the grass 3 meters away.
2 forelimbs, stronger than any predator on this continent, slam into your shoulders and drive you to the ground. Your legs fold. Your body hits the earth. You cannot move. You cannot stand. And in the fraction of a second it takes for your brain to register what is happening, 2 ivory fangs descend toward your throat in a single, arcing motion. It is over in 4 seconds. The Smilodon feeds in silence. No roaring, no calling, no celebration. It eats quickly, efficiently, consuming nearly 30 kilograms of meat before dragging the remains into the tall grass. By the time the hyenas arrive, drawn by the scent of blood, there is almost nothing left. And this is the detail that changes everything for the Serengeti. The hyenas cannot scavenge from this predator. The lions cannot intimidate it. The cheetahs, already struggling for territory, now face a competitor that hunts the same prey, but does it without warning, without sound, and without leaving enough behind to sustain the scavenger network. The food chain is breaking. 3 weeks in, the pride has not eaten a full meal in 6 days. The Smilodon has been systematically hunting the same waterhole the lions depend on, picking off wildebeest and zebras before the pride can organize a hunt. The females are growing thin. The cubs are at risk. The alpha male, desperate, makes a decision that no lion should ever have to make. He goes looking for the Smilodon. He finds it at dawn, lying in the shade of an acacia tree, resting after a kill. The alpha approaches from downwind, Slowly. He is alone. No pride, no backup. Just 210 kilograms of desperation. The Smilodon sees him at 50 meters. It stands. No urgency, no fear. Just the calm, mechanical awareness of a predator that has been killing megafauna since before modern Africa existed. They face each other. The lion roars. It is the loudest sound in the Serengeti, a sound designed to paralyze, to dominate, to end confrontations before they begin. The Smilodon does not roar back. It has no need to. It simply lowers its head, flattens its ears, and shifts its weight to those massive forelimbs. The lion charges. What happens next takes less than 8 seconds. The lion leaps. The Smilodon sidesteps, not with the speed of a cheetah, but with the calculated precision of an animal that has wrestled prey 5 times its weight. One forelimb catches the lion mid-air, redirecting its momentum into the ground. The lion hits the dirt. Before he can rise, 300 kilograms of prehistoric muscle pins him from above. The lion thrashes. He bites. He catches the Smilodon's shoulder with his claws and opens a gash. But the Smilodon does not release. It adjusts its grip. It waits for the movement to slow. And when the lion, exhausted, pauses for just 1 second, the jaws open wide. But they do not close. The Smilodon holds the position. Jaws open, fangs millimeters from the lion's throat. And then, slowly, it releases. It steps back. The lion scrambles to his feet, bleeding, shaking, and retreats into the grass without looking back. The Smilodon did not kill the alpha, not because it couldn't, because it didn't need to. In the language of predators, a language older than any species alive today, the message was clear. This territory has a new king. The Serengeti does not collapse. Nature does not work that way. Instead, it adapts. Over the following months, the lions shift their hunting grounds westward, avoiding the Smilodon's territory entirely. The hyenas fill the gap the lions left behind, scavenging more aggressively in the border zones. The cheetahs, surprisingly, benefit. With the lions pushed out of certain areas, they face less competition for smaller prey. The wildebeest herds adjust their migration routes slightly, avoiding the waterhole where the Smilodon hunts. The zebras learn to recognize the silence that precedes an attack and begin clustering tighter during evening grazing hours.
A new balance forms. Not better, not worse, just different. Because the Serengeti was never about one king. It was never about the lions or the hyenas or the wildebeest. It was about the system, the machine, the endless, brutal, beautiful cycle of life and death that has operated for millions of years. And 10,000 years ago, a predator like the Smilodon was part of that machine. It was not an invader. It was not a monster. It was a missing piece. Maybe the Serengeti did not break when the Smilodon arrived. Maybe it remembered. The pride still roams the western plains. The alpha's wound has healed, but he does not cross the eastern border anymore. At night, when the wind carries a scent he will never forget, he turns his head, listens, and walks the other way. Somewhere in the tall grass, 2 ivory fangs catch the moonlight, and the Serengeti breathes. If this video reached 10,000 likes, the most voted comment will decide which prehistoric predator enters the Serengeti next. Subscribe so you don't miss what happens when the balance breaks again.